So I've had this jazz bass for about 10 years, and ever since I've got it, it has had a nasty buzzing problem. And I just kind of thought that this was the way that jazz basses are, but it turns out it is not. So I'll show you what's going on what a jazz bass is supposed to do. When you activate just one pickup, you're going to get a lot of hum going on. Turn up the tone so you can hopefully hear that megatone. And what's supposed to happen as you turn up the other volume, so this was the neck pickup, as I turn on the bridge pickup to the same volume as the neck pickup, the hum should disappear. But I've got the volume maxed on both, and there is a mega hum going on. If I turn the tone down, it reduces it, but it's still there pretty bad. I'll show you. So basically it hums no matter what position you're in. Neck pickup, bad. Both, worse. Neck or bridge, bad. So your bass should not be like this. And the tone's okay. The tone's fine, so I don't think anything's out of phase or anything. I'll just play a bit. That's just coming from the camera, so probably not great audio. But yeah, I think the bass sounds fine. It's just got a mega hum, and it's obviously not ideal for live. I play it live at church sometimes, and it's just a pain because I have to keep turning the volume down when I'm not playing. So it's time to fix it. So what I believe is going on is that these two pickups have the same magnetic polarity. So we are going to try flipping the magnetic polarity of this pickup. The tools that you're going to need for this are pretty simple. I've got two rare earth magnets. I believe these are 1/4 inch by 1 inch long. They're pretty strong. So I'm going to use that, a screwdriver to pull the pickup out, and a knife to pull the magnet off the back of this pickup, which you will see shortly. So I got the pick guard off, the screws out of the pickup out. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is a Mexican, made in Mexico bass. Yeah, and I refinished it myself. I think it was purple when I got it, in pretty bad condition, so I stripped it down and stained it. Actually, first I tried painting it white, and I probably didn't let the paint cure long enough because it stuck to my bag and stuff. It was a mess. Anyway, now it's stained red, and it's held up a lot better. So, I'll show you a quick test. As you may know, magnets have a north and a south polarity, and with the jazz pickups, I believe they're called single coil. When you have two, ideally one is north facing magnetic polarity, one is south, and then the two opposing polarities will cancel out the hum when you have them both set to the same volume. And as you saw, that was not happening with this. So a quick test that you can do, you can use a compass and hold it up. You can find other videos for that. I don't have a compass. What I do have is a little container with a little rare earth magnet. And I marked an N on the one side. Just put any mark on it. And I'm going to hold it above the pickups. I don't recommend putting it against the pickup. You can weaken the magnetic pull of your magnets by putting a magnet to them. I don't know all the rules about it. But anyway, I saw someone else do this. I thought it was a cool trick. So I'll hold this above, not against. And do you see that? It flipped to the N facing up. N. So that's facing, that's the N side up. We'll go to this side. Whoops, I stuck it. Yeah. N side facing up, N side facing up. So what you should have on your pickups is they should be different. Mine are the same. So that's why I got this hum going on. So we're going to try making this one so that when I do the test later, bad boy Corey, the end does not face up. So what we're going to do, hopefully, if this doesn't work, don't worry, this video is not going to be on YouTube. So if you're seeing this, you can assume that what you're watching worked. Sorry, I just got to take off the rest of my control plate here. How'd you like that? That's a piece of foam from a kid's playmat. Oh, so the pickup is in a cover. Sorry, I'll try to keep things in the frame. I'm just using my cell phone, so it's not the ideal setup. So there's just a black cover over top of the pickup there. Got the cover off. Set it somewhere you don't lose it. So basically what we're going to want to do is pull, there's two magnets on the bottom here of the pickup. We're going to have to pry this off, both sides, and flip the magnets over so that the glue side is going to be facing the other way. That's going to change the magnetic pull. And then we're also going to, well, we might have to remagnetize the poles as well. We'll see. It's my first time doing this, so we'll see what happens. But to start off, I'm going to try getting these magnets off. Now, this is probably where you're going to want a knife. And possibly if it goes really hard, you may want a heat gun just to warm it up. I would not advise, from what I read, using pliers to pull these magnets off because you might end up chipping the magnets. So try to be gentle as you can. Use a utility knife and a heat gun, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm thinking now that I should probably actually pull these wires off. I'm going to end up gouging my bass, so we'll see what I do. Alright, so I got my soldering iron now, and what we're going to do is disconnect the two wires that are connecting this pickup to the pot. So it's this pot here. I already took a picture just so that I knew which way it was wired. Now I believe what I'm going to have to do, from what I read, is that once I've switched the magnetic polarity, it means I'm going to have to reverse the wires. So instead of the black being here, I'm going to have to put the yellow back here. But it's nice to know how it was anyways, and we can play around with that later. So I'm just going to pull these wires off. Okay, I got the yellow one off. There we go. We'll fix that later. Now I've got the pickup off. Now we can work on it. So the part of my brain that isn't a fool thought I should probably do this on a piece of scrap wood, not directly on our area rug. Sometimes I use my little brain. So be patient with this. You don't want to break these magnets or you'll have other problems. We'll see how well it's glued on. It seems to already be splitting. I think this is going to come off quite nicely for me. We'll see if I have spoken too soon. I'm liking it. Just go a little deeper. Wiggle a little bit. Wow, I didn't expect it to go this well. Not to jinx myself. Try twisting it a bit. And if yours is stuck more, you might want to use a heat gun or maybe a dryer. Just don't damage your pickups. Yeah. Wow. That is sticky glue. There, we got one half off, so we just gotta do the same thing to the other side. So now we just gotta, well, we'll clean this up a little bit if we can. And before you clean the magnets off too, you're gonna wanna remember how they were on. Hopefully I remember. Because if we flip them wrong, we're out of luck. I should have tested them to see which way was north, and well, at least north according to my magnets, but I didn't. What a fail! Okay, so I got the magnets back how they were. So I got the glue side, and the glue side obviously is facing the poles. And when I do the test with the magnet, zoop. So the end is facing up. So what we're going to do is just take these two magnets and just flip them like this. I'm going to clean this up a bit, but there's the idea. Flip them. And so now, when I bring the magnet over, we should get the blank side facing up. Boom. And you could glue it back on if you want to. Honestly, I think it's going to be fine for me, just like this. Especially since I don't know if this is going to work. But again, if you're seeing this, it worked. Okay, so I cleaned it a little bit, like with a cloth and a toothpick and a brush. It doesn't have to be super clean. It's just going to get hidden again. Wouldn't hurt just to try getting rid of the glue off the end of the poles, or the sides actually is more important. That's where the magnets are going to hit. So just to reiterate what you're doing here, you will take the magnets off so they were in this position. And I discovered that when you have them off, they're going to repel each other. So what we're going to do, which makes sense, I guess, since they're sticking to the poles in the middle and opposites attract. Positive, negative, positive, positive, negative, positive, negative. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it makes sense or not, but that's the way this is. So we're going to take this. It was like this. We are going to, what we're going to do, original position, take the magnet off, flip it over, glue side up, flip it over, joop. There, so that's what we're going to do with the pickup. Huh. I don't know if you saw that, but I just tested these poles now. We got negative, or south. Flip north up again. Boom. So it's that easy. We have just flipped the magnetic polarity of this pickup just by flipping those pickups on the back. I think that's pretty cool. So we could leave it at that, but we're also going to just charge these, what are they called? The poles, just so that they're strong, with the two cylinder rare earth magnets that I showed you earlier, once I find them. So before we charge them, I'll just check the magnetic strength. Just with a screwdriver, you just set it on. They actually don't feel too weak to me. They're sticking pretty good. But we will charge them up with these cylinders. So what I did with my magnets, the camera will pick this up. I put a line on the one end of them so I know which ends stick together. So those are opposite ends. So we're just going to, I'm just going to hold this over lightly just to see if I can feel it pulling. Yeah, so I feel that pulling. So we're gonna, actually I'm gonna take these magnets off the back, just like so. And I'm gonna charge these poles. Just stick it on, boom. Do that for a few seconds. Oh, move on to the next one. Well, I don't know if it's gonna make it the wow, that's really something. It's pretty strong. These magnets may look little, but wow, they're strong. And you can get bigger ones than this. Just let the magnetic forces flow. Magnets are weird. And last one. Boom. All right. So we've got that done. Now we're gonna take the magnets from the back and put them back on. So make sure you put them on the correct way. So I want glue side up. So it was on like this. So I'm just gonna flip it like so. glue side out and out. And this one, glue side out and out. And we will check with my magnet thing now, or you can use your compass if you have the proper tools. And it should be flipping to the south side. Love it. So you can't even see that, but it's the blank side now. It's not the side that says N. Boom. So we're good. And just test the magnetic strength now. I don't know that it feels any stronger than before, but at least we know that we've got a charge there. So now we put it back in and see what happens. So I'm gonna have to do some soldering again. All right, so I got my hack soldering job done. We're carefully gonna put this back in. Oh, and I did solder it back in reverse. So before the black wire was on top of the pot, now I've got the yellow one here, and the black one's here instead of the yellow. So I did switch the wiring of on the pot. If it sounds out of phase, then I'll just have to switch those around. But I think since we switched the magnetic polarity, we should have to switch that too. So I think we'll be good. Let's plug her in and see what happens. Before we string it up. Right. So we got tone on the front pickup, got tone on the back pickup. Oh, do you hear that? Bad. Bring them up together. There's still a slight hum, but I don't have the pickguard on. It's way better than it was. So I will string it up and let's see. Gotta say, I'm pretty happy with that. Much better than it was before. Let's string it up and see what we got. And there we go, it's working good. Volume down, big hum. Volume up. Hum is pretty good. And depending how I turn, the hum goes away. So up at the lights, it's pretty bad. Anyway, tone sounds good, so I think we're good. And here's the headstock of my bass if you really care. That's what I got. Fender Mexican Jazz, and I should have mentioned as well, this should also work on your other electric guitars as well. If you've got, I don't know what they're called now. If you've got a guitar with single coil pickups, like one here, a middle one, and another one, when you're using two of them, you should get the hum being canceled as well. So this mod should work on guitars as well, not just bass. Good luck. Hope this helps some of you guys. Cheers.